I got those brush pens like 1 or 2 months ago, but I haven't played around with them yet. Hi everyone and welcome back to Calligraphy Master channel. My name is Milenist and in today's episode of Cmtr I will be reviewing the Karin brush markers, Karin brush pens. This video is gonna be separated in 4 parts. First part is gonna be the story, how and why I got the pens. In the second part, everything about Karin. Third part, separate in 2 parts, and the first part will be just showing you all the colors. Second part, I'll choose a bunch of colors and I'll write with them as well. And then in the last part, I'll give my rating in 6 different categories. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So the story about Karin Brush Marker Pro and how I got them. Basically, I've seen a bunch of times people writing with the markers on Instagram. I just decided to contact the guys and ask them to sponsor me. And then they replied to me, "Hi, thank you for your offer, but we sponsor only creators with own calligraphy or aquarelle painting. Best wishes." Which was crazy because this is the first time I'm contacting somebody about tools or anything and they say no. I mean, usually people when they see the numbers of calligraphy masters, they right away hop on it, and I was surprised here. And then I wrote them, "I'm an artist myself, please sponsor me." And they were like, "Well, we need people who have their own profiles and stuff like this on Instagram." Long story short, I proved that I'm an artist as well. They sent me some markers. They sent me this box of 75, it's actually 72 colors with 3 blenders, and they sent me also these deco brush markers. I haven't opened it yet, but as you can see, I already destroyed the box. Those are some metallic markers, and if this video gets 500 thumbs ups, I will review them as well. I received the markers quite fast, and I asked the guys if they want me to say anything specific about them, because you know, I thought it's gonna be a sponsorship, but they were like, "No, just do whatever you want. Enjoy the markers and we will talk in some time and maybe then we can sponsor you." Which I was super surprised, and this made a huge impression to me. This is a different kind of interaction, one that I'm not used to get from brands, and it's super cool that they were this way. Yeah, so this video is not sponsored, even though I got everything for free. I will test the brush pens and I will give my honest opinion, whatever I think, as usual. Karin brush markers. The brand is called Karin. They're based in Poland. There is not much info that I could find, but if I judge from their Instagram, their first post was in January 2018. So if that was the beginning of their company, it's quite a young brand, 3 years old. And I'm excited to see what those babies do. To be honest, I was surprised when they sent me this box, because I was expecting just to get a few brush markers, really just to test them and see what they are. But the guys were super cool. They sent me this box and the other one as well, the deco brush markers, as I showed you, which makes exactly 85 brush pens for free. That's super awesome. Without being sponsored, that's something that happens to me for first time. Already I'm quite addicted to this brand, but we'll see. This package of the biggest box, it's super nice. Very nice quality. You open it like this. There is actually no info. Like, there is info that there are 72 plus 3 blenders, but the box itself, it's super clean, super nice design. It has this magnet thing that closes the box. Inside you have the 72 colors plus 3 blenders. They are all from plastic. As you can see, everything is plastic with felt tip. I'm not sure if this was the correct name for those kinds of tips, but yeah, there is no hair. And here is the system that pushes the ink. This is something new to me actually. Usually the brush pens I've had, you don't see the ink here, but that's pretty cool. The brush pen is 13 centimeters with the cap on, and without the cap it becomes 12 centimeters. It is not too thick, not too thin, pretty nice to hold in your hand, but yeah, for me it's a bit short, so I prefer to use it like this with the cap on the back. I think it will be fun writing with them. Let me just give you some more info before we jump into the next part of the video. I was looking on their website, and funny thing, I couldn't find this box. The biggest box they have on their website is for 100 euro, which is around $115, but they have only 60 colors plus 3 blenders. I'm really not sure if this box was for sale before, or if it's something that's gonna come in the future. The price for this box, at least the one which is on the website, is 100 euros. As I said, $115, something like this. And if you divide all the brush pens inside, which I'm counting 75 brush pens, if we get the price of $115, this becomes something like $1.60 for one brush pen, which I think is a super cool price. I mean, it's not expensive, and also you have a lot of colors. That's super interesting to me. Not just the basic colors, there are shades of each color, which is super nice. Let's go into the third part of the video, testing those babies. In today's video, I'll be using two kinds of paper. The A3 50 manuscript paper, which is super thin and super smooth surface. And this cheap A3 paper, which is 200 GM, again with a smooth surface. This is something that I learned a week or two ago when I was recording an episode with Snooze One. And he told me about this because I never thought about it. If you write on a grainy paper, this will destroy your brush pen very easily. I'm not sure if you can see here, but this is my Ecoline, and the tip is kind of destroyed. I mean, you can still write, but first of all, you don't get the sharp letters when it was new, and second of all, you cannot get the very thin lines. Actually, I'm opening for the first time. Maybe this can be turned around, but yeah, this is when it was new, and this is now. There's a lot of minuses once you get your tip to look like this. Of course, you can still use it, but it's not gonna be the same. Not the same control, not the same sharpness, not the same thin lines. That's why I'm gonna use smooth surface papers. I'm gonna start with the A3 200 GM. As I said, first part is gonna be only the colors, just to show you the colors. Here you have the blenders. First you have this spring here in the cap, which you don't have on the other one, or at least you don't see it because the other ones are not see-through, so I might be wrong about this, but those are the three blenders. I'm not gonna test them because it's no color, it's just to blend the colors. And that's a lot of brush pens. Okay, those are all the colors. I also want to show you something. Here, there are some neon colors. And this is pretty cool actually that they've added those colors. I'm gonna have some fun later with. The first thing I noticed right away is that, I don't know why, but some of the markers strokes seem more wet and other more dry, and I don't know what's the reason behind this, but we jump into the next part where I'm gonna write with the pens. But before I start, just want to show you something I did. I wanted to show you because every time I'm writing first thing on camera and there is stuff that I don't like, I just wanted to show you something that I've done. Not recording it, I'm not so happy with the love, there is lots of mistakes, but just in case I'm not happy with what I do while shooting the video, just wanted to show something I did off camera, and I'm kind of okay. It's not too bad, not too good, but okay, here are 11 colors which I chose to write with. I don't know why I chose those colors, I just tried to have, now I see that there are 2 reds. Okay. That should be fine. Let's jump into writing. I've done some guidelines on the 200 GM paper, but I'm gonna start with the 50 GM because it's thinner paper and it's saved me time to not to make a guidelines because it's kind of see-through and I can use the guidelines from the other paper. By the way, if you haven't used a brush pen, the way brush pen works is basically for the downstrokes you push the tip, and for the upper strokes It has to be a thin line, so there is almost no pushing on the nib. It's more like sliding it. I don't know how to explain, but hope you get it. As I said, some markers felt like more liquidish, like those one. There is somehow, seems like it's giving more ink to the tip. It gives you these thicker lines, where here with this one, the tip seems more stiff. It gives you thinner lines and it's not that much of ink. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. Also, fun facts, I don't know, maybe I've mentioned somewhere on the podcast, but I'm not sure. I've had brush pens since I started calligraphy back in 2013, but I never used them. I was afraid of them because in the beginning I tried to write something and it was super bad. So I just thought it's very hard to write with them. And then around a year ago, I actually started using my brush pens, and I'm still very new to writing with them. I don't have the best control. I'm not so happy with everything I write with them, but I kind of regret that I was afraid so long, because it's super fun and it's much easier than I thought. Okay, there's loads of liquid in this one. That's a super nice color. Wow. I'm kind of addicted to those neon colors. Super nice. I'm writing a quote with different pens, with different colors. I don't use a color scheme, so it might be not the best color combination. I'm just, trying each word with different color. Work so hard, make them think aliens did it. Okay, let me check if you can notice without me saying which of those has a more liquidish tip. Is it this one? This one or this one? It's pretty cool. I'm actually having a lot of fun writing with those babies. I'm not sure if you can refill them. I talked with the guys from Karin, and first, because this is a see-through, it shows like how much ink is left. That's pretty cool. But as I said, I never seen a brush marker like this. No matter what, you don't see that there is like ink. And when I saw this, I thought that you can refill it, because you can see how much ink you have left, which is cool to know how much ink you have left. But they told me that you cannot refill them, and I got kind of annoyed, because why do you leave it for me to see that there is ink or there is not ink? But then I thought, you can't refill those markers as well. This you can't for sure. I just discovered today that maybe here you can refill, but I guess most of the brush pens are not refillable. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about being able to see how much ink I have left without being able to refill it. But maybe there'll be a way. I just decided to try and see how long you can write with one of those pens before it finishes the ink inside. So this is gonna be a time lapse. As you can see, I've written 1 or 2 words with this brush pen. So it's pretty much brand new. Let's see how long you can write before the ink finishes. I made some guidelines and I just started writing random stuff. Those guidelines are not perfect because there is no space between them. I just made it for the sake of writing as much as possible. This was a A3 paper, some calligrams, some quotes, and overall all the time that took to finish the ink in the brush pen was around hour and a half, something like this, between 130 and 140 minutes. I've tried to fill up the brush pen with a syringe. What I did is I took the tip off, which goes really easy. Then I did like this and pushed, but that's what happened. I mean, there is some ink that came inside. That's actually to here, which means you can actually refill it. I guess if you have the needle, it will be much easier and you won't get this mess that I did. And Karin, if you're watching, I'm sorry guys. I think this is something that you don't want people to do, but that's what we do. Like, if there is a cheap way that we can go around, we will go around it. And I found a cheap way to reuse your brushes even once the ink is finished. So still I don't know how long the tip will last for, even though you refill the pen, but we'll see. At least now we know that you can still use it once the ink is over. Let's jump into the last part of the video, rating of the brush pens. If this is the first time that you watch Cmtr episode, right now I'm gonna give rating in 6 categories, which are uniqueness, quality, accessibility, price, durability, and cool factor. You can play along with me if you ever used the brush pens or based on what you've seen in the video, and you can give your rating in the comments as well. Uniqueness, it is a brush pen, so I don't know how much it can be unique. However, how it's made, it's kind of unique. As I said, I never seen before a brush pen that shows you how much ink you have left, which is a pretty cool detail. They're made to look good. It feels good. Quality, everything's uniqueness. I don't know. Uniqueness, I'll give 5 stars. Quality, for the small amount of time that I have to play with them, they feel like a very good quality. I mean, I've written with cheaper brush pens and somehow you can feel if it's good quality or not. So about quality, I'll give 6 stars. Price, I'll give a rating for the price of my box. There are a bunch of other options on their website where you can get smaller packs of brush pens. $115 for 75 brush pens. I think it's a very good deal. So for price, I'll give 6 stars as well. Accessibility, usually guys, I give the rating for accessibility based on where you can get it online. What I mean is, I don't get as a factor if you can buy it in your art supply shop or stuff like this, because it's super hard for me to find this information. Accessibility rating is based on online and where you can get it. Karin brush pens, you can get them on their website, you can get them on Amazon and a bunch of other websites, which means for accessibility I'll give 6 stars. Durability, yet to find. It is plastic, but I think Pilot Parallel pen is also plastic, and you know my opinion about it and how I'm breaking them, but it feels more good quality plastic than the Pilot Parallel pen, if this makes any sense. So about durability, I'll give 5 stars. Cool factor, I don't know. It's basically you feel it or you don't. Based on my whole experience from opening to having fun around with them, the way they look, I think they're pretty cool. So cool factor, I'll give 6 stars. And my final rating is this. If this video gets 500 thumbs ups, I'll review the Deco brush pen from Karin as well, which is with metallic color. If not, next week I'll be reviewing the Elite pens. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you ever tried Karin brush markers, or what's your favorite brush pen to use. I have 2 winners for the prints from last month, and the winners will be in the description. By clicking the subscribe button, you show your appreciation for the content, and by clicking the bell icon, you tell YouTube what you want to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Keep writing.